Women are brainwashed by society to be worse at manifesting. And this is because us women are raised to be people pleasers. We are raised to be perfect. And most of all, we are raised to be perfect, and we are raised to understand that if you don't know the outcome of whatever it is you're trying to do, you shouldn't do it. You should never go ahead. You should never take risks. You should always be safe. You can't show up unless things are perfect. You have to make sure everything is ready. You have to make sure you can calculate how people's reactions are to you. You have to make sure everyone else is happy before you make any moves. Women are energetic superhumans. Women can literally change realities for themselves if they put energy back into themselves. And exactly for this reason, society trains women to depend on other people's opinions, and especially depend on trying to be perfect, making sure that everything is taken care of, everyone's happy, and you can predict what everyone wants and needs and everything before you make any moves for yourself. Because that way, women don't make any move for themselves. That way, women stay vibrating down here with all of the people that want their energy for free. Because when women believe that everything needs to be perfect, it will always be, well, it needs to be perfect in relation to something. Who tells you how perfect it needs to be? Who gives you the green light that it's good enough? And fun fact, it will never be good enough. Who gives you that green light? It's the men. It's society. It's your mom who has been brainwashed by patriarchy, but she doesn't even know it. Those are the people that make you believe that you need to be perfect. You need to make everyone happy. They're telling you, oh, you're doing so much. Wow, you wear a lot of makeup. Wow, should you really be doing all that? You should probably focus on things that are more stable, or you're never gonna get a man. You're just gonna end up with 3 cats. Society, men, maybe your mom, maybe your aunt, maybe whoever in your family, they'll tell you this. Because if you put your energy towards yourself and you say, you know what, I do not care if I am perfect, I am just gonna go out and I'm gonna make my moves. I'm just gonna be. I'm literally just gonna exist. Then suddenly, people will not have access to your energy anymore, because in order for you just to exist, aka put your energy back into yourself, they have to supply energy so that you are willing to make moves in their directions, which means that they will no longer have access to your energy. This is exactly why men will make you believe that everything needs to be perfect, everything needs to be calculated, everything needs to be smarted out before you make any moves. Because that way, we are literally fed anxiety, we're fed doubt, we're fed guilt. And when those are the emotions we operate through when it comes to making decisions, when it comes to, oh, what is gonna happen if we go in a direction we've never gone before, we're not gonna go in those directions. We're not gonna take chances on ourselves, because we've been taught from a very young age that taking chances on yourself is the worst thing you can do. Men, on the other hand, are literally primed to be, and also applauded for, being strategic, being people that want to take chances, running risks, taking action. They're praised for experimenting. They're praised for saying, let's see how this goes. While on the other hand, women are taught, oh, you shouldn't go out there. You shouldn't try that. You'll get your dress wet. You need to make good decisions. You need to be a good woman. You need to be a good girl. And this also shows up incredibly when it comes to financials. Men are praised for taking risks, investing money, moving things around, taking monetary chances, while a woman who has a little fun with money, even just a woman who goes out and spends money on her makeup, is considered a woman who does not take her finances seriously. Women are always encouraged to save and save and save. They're never encouraged to make their money work for them. Women are encouraged to pinch pennies. Men are encouraged to make money work for them. Again, women are drawing themselves into themselves, and they're having to rely on men to tell them what to do. They're having to rely on men to tell them whether the money moves they make, the life moves they make, whatever moves they make in their lives. They're relying on them or other toxic people that are also brainwashed by patriarchy. They are relying on them to tell them whether whatever they're doing is right or not. And if you're relying on someone to tell you whether what you're doing is right or not, what's gonna happen? Well, those people that have set it up so that you're relying on them, they're gonna tell you what you need to do for them that will make them happy. That is what's gonna be enough. And in reality, it's never gonna be good enough. It's gonna be, well, you also need to do this and this and this. And then them sitting and clapping their hands, telling you you're a good woman, you're a good girl for doing things that they're not willing to do, for doing things that they know they can make you do because you are dependent on them telling you whether what you're doing is perfect or good enough or not. Women are primed to feel guilty for taking a moment to ourselves, for not really caring about other people's feelings when they're literally strangers. We're primed to care about men's feelings when these men are literally shouting bad things at us. We're primed to go back to the people that aren't good to us and ask them, what did I do wrong? Because we're primed to believe that we need to strive for perfection while perfection doesn't exist. And this is exactly why women are completely set back when it comes to manifesting, because we're stuck believing in something that doesn't exist. And when something doesn't exist, aka perfection, it's gonna make us feel uneasy and it's gonna make us burned out because it's not something that resonates. It's not something that's gonna make our soul grow or our soul glow. Our programming as people pleasers, as overcompensators, as oversharers, as people that feel like we need to be the good girl or guilty, or that we are not good enough unless we're perfect, yet perfection doesn't exist. That is not the natural state of things. That is what we're brainwashed to believe in, but it doesn't resonate. Because if it did resonate, that perfection was the ideal, because perfection doesn't exist, so it doesn't even make sense, then it would feel good in our soul to be going for perfection, but it does not. It feels wrecking. It feels like a chore. It feels like a job. This is exactly where I encourage every single woman to step into the territory of being a disobedient, mean, bad woman. This is when you start manifesting, creating your dream life. When you're like, oh yeah, y'all want me to be perfect? Y'all want me to be everything that you have in your mind because you don't want to do it? You want me to put myself to the side because you're not willing to learn to make yourself happy, aka men, aka other people pleasers, aka people who have victim complex, aka whoever who's toxic. When you're like, oh, you're saying I'm not a good woman? You're saying I don't do enough? You're saying I'm not thankful enough for breadcrumbs that are not gonna feed me? It's just gonna leave me starved? That's what they do. They give you like breadcrumbs of validation. Oh yeah, you're good. You did a good job. You're a good woman. While that doesn't fulfill our soul, it's not taking us where we want to be. It's not making us happy in the long run. We're hoping that if we get a couple crumbs, that means that one day we're gonna get meals. We're not. So we're gonna have to realize, well, you know what? I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna feed myself. You're gonna give me breadcrumbs and call me a good woman? I'm gonna be a bad woman and I'm gonna give myself the feast of a century. I'm gonna feast on the energy that I'm putting back into myself that I was usually spending on everyone else. When you start embracing being the mean woman, being the bad woman, being the imperfect woman, and you just start making moves saying, okay, you know what? I want to make a YouTube channel. I'm going to start my videos today. I'm just going to make a video. Doesn't matter if it's a good video. Doesn't matter if the quality is terrible. Doesn't matter if I don't look the perfect way that I want to look before I'm able to make videos. I'm just going to go out and do it. I'm just going to make videos. When you show up for yourself consistently every single day, even though you're imperfect, you say, I am imperfect. I am bad. I am the bad woman. Things shift. Because you're consistently showing up for yourself, you're consistently reminding yourself that it's about the journey, it's not about the result, unlike what patriarchy teaches you. And that's when everything starts fast tracking. And that's when you start manifesting actual miracles in your life. Being consistent, but being comfortable with things being imperfect. Putting it out there.